Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the revamped Team Bardock and how they do in the Pure Saiyans ESBR Orbital. They can beat the Pure Saiyans ESBR. So special mention to the fact that we're not using a full Team Bardock team. We actually are using the AGL Vegeta as a lead. So in reality, the Team Bardock team does beat the Pure Saiyans ESBR, but you do have two of the best EZA'd units in the game as well accompanying them. But overall, the team itself does a very good job. And honestly speaking, if the leader's skill was higher, if the Team Bardock's leader skill was actually higher, it's only 130%. If it was higher and it was like 150 or 170, then Team Bardock would actually function really well underneath, and you could probably run the Team Bardock LR and actually have a victory in Pure Saiyans ESBR. So in terms of the team, obviously it's all the recently EZA'd Team Bardock units. Yeah, to cut a long story short, the pairings are going to be Bardock, the Strength Bardock. Then it's going to be the Physical Sugesh alongside him. We'll talk about why we pair the two of them up just now. Then you're going to have Fasha in the other rotation alongside the Borgos unit. And then you're going to have Tora floating around and the two Vegetas. So we'll start with Bardock because Bardock's probably the most apparent one. Bardock's obviously the final unit to EZA out of the entire process, and he's pretty straightforward. He raises attack and defense for one turn, he seals as well, which plays into why we pair him with Sugesh, and he has attack and defense of 150% with an additional attack and defense of 20% per key sphere obtained. He also has a 7% crit chance for every rainbow key sphere that he gains, and he reduces damage received by 10% for every Team Bardock member, up to a max of 50%. Now because obviously we have all 5 Team Bardock members on our team, Bardock is running with 50% reduction, which is really good. Actually, it's honestly really strong, and Bardock's a fantastic tank. We stick him next to Sugesh because Sugesh has attack and defense of 150%. He gains 50% when there's another Team Bardock category ally in the turn. He automatically critical hits stunned enemies, but he does automatically stun units that are sealed. The reason why we pair him with Bardock is because between the two of them we can basically decide to eliminate someone for a turn. Bardock won't take damage from anyone's attacks, and when Bardock seals them, we can then follow up with an attack from Sugesh and he'll be able to stun them, and so immediately you'll have one unit removed from the fight. Because the Pure Saiyans ESBR is mainly 3 fights of 2 units, it's very strong when you're stunning units, so that's something that's very powerful. Not only that, but he also has a high chance to launch an additional super attack, or he launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when the target enemy is in attack down or defense down. We can choose which unit to attack down and defense down because of Fasha being in the other rotation, which means if you choose the correct unit that you're going to seal up with Bardock, and you also give defense down as well from Fasha, you're going to have a pretty good time because now you're able to control the flow of battle, and more importantly you're going to be able to basically keep control of which units that you want to stun and seal up, which is very strong. Then in the other rotation we have Fasha. Fasha is going to link up with Borgos. Fasha, 150% attack and defense, high chance, 50% chance to evade enemy super attacks, greatly raises defense on her super attack and lowers the enemy's attack and defense. It's very good that she lowers attack and defense because obviously it enables us to keep control of the enemy. It also helps us set up Sugesh's passive, giving him the ability to fire off multiple super attacks, which greatly increases his defense chance and his overall damage as well. Like him firing off multiple super attacks does a lot of good work there. She also randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres when there's a unit named Bardock on the team. This is critical to Bardock himself because it enables us to get crit chance for him, which also increases his damage quite a lot. So running her on the team and giving Bardock those orbs is very, very good. You could run her alongside Bardock, but generally speaking she's okay as a tank due to that evasion. And so overall I just like to kind of keep her with Borgos. Not to mention the synergy between Bardock and Shugesh kind of means that we want to keep her with Borgos. Every time she evades, basically she gives all Team Bardock category allies attack and defense at 30%. So we stick her in the first slot because if she does evade, she's going to really hook up Borgos and he's going to look a lot better. Then Borgos himself, very solid unit. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. He also has a high chance of stunning, so we need to kind of, whichever unit we stun with him or try to stun with him, we need to essentially seal with Bardock so that we can keep a very good level of control going between both turns. It basically means at any given time we're only really threatened to be super attacked by 1 unit, because if Borgos is stunning a unit while the other one is sealed, then there's no chance after Borgos of him getting attacked by anyone. And the same on the other rotation. 1 unit will be sealed, so after Bardock there's no real chance. 1 unit will be stunned from Borgos, so after Bardock seals a unit, there'll be very little chance for us to take a super attack. Borgos launches an additional super attack when he's facing 2 or more enemies, so obviously that just increases his chance of getting the stun off. And he also has a high crit chance when your team has another Team Bardock category ally attacking in the same turn. So he can do some pretty mean damage. I think we see him fire off 3 supers in this event, so obviously you can see 3 crit supers, even at only 2.5 million, it still does a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. Plus once we do take out the enemy, Borgos gains 100% attack and defense, which means he becomes somewhat tanky-ish, not tanky enough to take no damage without items, but just about tanky enough to take on the event pretty well, so that does help us out as well. Then we have the Total Invasion Tora. He's just gonna float. Obviously Tora's got 150% attack and defense. All allies keep +3 in attack and defense of 30%. Team Bardock category allies have a chance of performing a critical hit of 10% extra, which just helps out everyone. And then when he is on rotation, he will be helping us to recover 15% HP if our HP is below 85%, because we have 3 or more low class warriors on the team. He also raises attack and defense, but because he's floating and things like that, it's not really going to be like too big a deal. By the way, this is where Borgos kind of goes off on his own mission, doing some really good damage. We get the stuns as well. Overall, the team build works quite nice. Farsha, obviously when she evades, beefs up Borgos. She sets up the attack and defense reduction for Shugesh to fire off his multiple super attacks. Borgos, he has that higher crit chance, so he's doing really good damage. He's firing off 2 or 3 super attacks in turns, which is really, really good. Then we've got, Bardock, who's just really strong, does huge damage, just an incredibly powerful, strong unit, doing a lot of good work. And everything runs perfectly fine. The 2 Vegetas floating as well do really decent damage, especially if you can get a friend that's 100% lead. Honestly, you do kind of need the Vegetas, especially for this final phase. They help a lot. So when you talk about Team Bardock beating the pure Saiyans Esbr, it is important to note that the AGL transforming Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, one of the best Extreme Z Awakenings in the game for a TUR, by the way, especially offensively, helps out a lot. And in this final stage, he helps out a lot as well, because you're finding a strength into unit, so he has type neutral and type advantage. And between the huge damage that they have, or the 2 Vegetas have, and the Borgos unit, you can pretty much eliminate the Goku Jr., which is very crucial, because being able to fight 1 unit with Team Bardock is really easy, because you have attack reduction, you have stunning, you have sealing, you have a guaranteed stun when you do seal, you essentially have no risk against a single unit. So the moment you immediately eliminate one of them, you are basically like perfectly sorted. So yeah, being able to take out that Goku Jr. is very important, and having the 2 AGL leads makes it so. It does make it a lot easier. That being said, Team Bardock does definitely pull their weight. I think anyone who's watching this that says Team Bardock didn't pull their own weight would just not be telling the truth. Their level of control that they have is perfect for a stage like this, where you have very few units that you have to control. Team Bardock would look a lot less impressive if the stage had 4 or 5 units per fight, and in that scenario you'd see a lot less come out of them. One, you'd be controlling a lot less, so the chance for them to take super attacks would be a lot more apparent, and just overall their abilities wouldn't seem as effective. When a unit's firing off multiple super attacks and he's only facing 2 enemies, that's really good. When he's facing 5 enemies and he's then not getting his stuns, it looks really bad. So it is one of those things. The stage does really work well for them, but that's not really their issue. Overall, Team Bardock EZAs are really good. Pure Saiyans Esbr is tough, evident by the fact that we literally took 2 items into this stage. So we literally made sure we took 2 items into the stage, and we used 2 items on that last turn. That's how strong the stage is. Like, at any point, taking a super attack pretty much almost fully depletes your health. So it's like really crazy, like how that kind of works. So for me, yeah, Team Bardock EZA is very good. The fact that they can do pure Saiyans Esbr, very awesome, and overall team did really well. So super duper happy with that. Team is functioning really great, and yeah, just having a great time. So super clean, super easy run, and yeah, wasn't anything too crazy. I think overall, if there was one thing I would just say, we just need the EZA for the LR now. As soon as we get the EZA for the LR, I think the team will be in a really good space. I think the only difference between them and the Ginyu team, which I also love as a free-to-play team, is the fact that essentially, the Ginyu team has 2 LR units, and one of them's got a fantastic EZA right now on global, with the other one probably about to get one. Whereas Team Bardock just doesn't have that. So if you throw an LR in the mix here, you can have a lot more stats, you can have a lot better performance, and it's going to look really good. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.